Welcome back, everybody. Today is August 7th, 2020. Hope everyone's doing fine. As you might all know, Hurricane Isaiah passed by New Jersey, and almost 1.5 million people lost their power. I personally still don't have power. It's really frustrating. It's been 4 days. I'm recording this from a friend's house. I hope no one else got affected as bad as we did because we had power outages on both ends of the street. So today, our guests are Enes and Adil. Hello, guys.
Hi, Jonah.
Hi,
How's
Jonah.
everything?
Fine. I mean, it's a little bit frustrating because of the electricity, but
I hear you.
yeah. First, we're gonna have Enes speak about what?
I'm going to speak about, first of all, some updates in TikTok about how things are happening with China. And there's also some extra news in that matter, which will be affecting most of our listeners, most of our gamer listeners. And I'll be also adding some couple stuff about new updates in Instagram. So it'll be kind of addition to what we have been talking last episode. The first thing is that Trump issued emergency order on ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, and WeChat's parent company, Tencent. He said in 45 days that they have to sell their operations in US to other companies. For TikTok right now, Microsoft is really interested. You guys are probably seeing this news all over the place that they're trying to buy TikTok's US operations, not like TikTok as a whole, but the things that they are doing, their servers that affect the US user base. Other than that, the main bump that we have heard these days is the Tencent, which owns WeChat, the big Chinese texting application, as what WhatsApp is for most American citizens, which they use commonly. But the thing is, Tencent also owns a lot of different gaming companies, or they hold a lot of shares in those gaming companies that we personally use in our daily life. First, one of them is Riot Games. So Valorant and League of Legends and Teamfight Tactics is on Edge right now. Then Blizzard and also Snap and Spotify. And there's some others as well. So we don't know what will happen to those companies, if they will have to sell their shares, or if they don't, sanctions will US apply
So I have
to
a
those
question.
countries. Yeah.
So if they don't take care of this right away, so does this mean US players won't be able to play these games online, or what? Like, are those servers gonna be worse? Are they gonna be shut down?
That we don't know yet. Like, I personally don't know, and according to news I'm following, there's nothing 100% about this yet, along its effects. How will it go? But for TikTok, as we said in our last episode, like, they will be banning it from being on Apple Store and Google Play Store. So like, the stores won't be able to sell or give any advertisers. So maybe you won't be able to access the website, maybe the server, but we don't know that. So, and then maybe the access for the server would be gone as well. And then a lot of riots might happen along the way. Because I know that there's a lot of teenagers, a lot of adults, college students who are playing and using these applications. Like Spotify is, I don't use it personally, but I know a lot of my friends use it in their daily lives. I know Riot Games, most of my students whom I mentor, they are crazy about it. The League, the Valorant, which they came up this year, is having a huge fan base and gamer base.
I'm guessing maybe the ones who have good internet connection can, like, if it were banned or the US servers were completely wiped off, maybe they can play through VPN or something.
They probably would be able to play through VPN because it's not going to be crashing around the globe, but it's only the US. But the thing is, again, in those games as well, like, it is really important to have a good internet connection, and the FPS they really care about. Like, some of the time when I play with some people, they get so frustrated when their FPS just drop by 10. They go crazy. So I don't know what will happen.
Do we have
that
Do
might
they have
affect
any
them all.
idea when this will like come to a conclusion, or is it a process?
Trump gave them 45 days
Wow.
to finish their operations in the US. So in a month, like in a couple of days, we'll probably learn more and more. As I said, Microsoft is right now trying to buy TikTok US operations. And about the others, I have no idea about them, if anyone is trying to buy or not, if anything going to happen. But Trump is really, really eager to finish all Chinese companies' operations in the US. And he publicly started with TikTok and right now with WeChat and the holders of TikTok and WeChat, which are ByteDance and Tencent. So those might be the major effects that we see or we don't see. Hope it all goes well.
If I mean,
Uh,
if
but
it does
we don't
actually
know.
get banned, I think there will be some good in this, which is lots of time and hopefully productivity. Unless if you're doing this professionally and you get paid for it, then you're basically, if you're not, then you'll have a lot of time in your hands. So hopefully, if it does get banned, hopefully we'll be more productive.
Hopefully it's for all of us. But the thing is with the games, there's not only one or two games. If Valorant goes away, there's Counter-Strike. So there's a lot of options these days. That's why it's according to the person. If they want to achieve something, they would organize their time. Adil would probably know more about this. It's his field. And congratulations, Adil, by the way. I've heard that you got a new job after
Yeah,
your
thank you
master's.
guys.
Hey,
Uh,
congrats.
Thank you.
so that's I believe that's according to the person, but this will push us to think and maybe organize our time more. Maybe that will help.
We'll see.
And other thing is, as Instagram did with Snapchat, now it is rivaling TikTok with its new announcement in August 5th, Instagram Reels. I'm going to read what they are saying this is going to be. They said in their announcement, today we're announcing Instagram Reels, a new way to create and discover short, entertaining videos on Instagram. Reels invites you to create fun videos to share with your friends or anyone on Instagram. Record and edit 15 seconds multi-clip videos with audio. This just sounds to me like TikTok. Like it's not something new. It's something that we already had, but it's having different things. But now Instagram is bringing TikTok on Instagram. And I know, like, as we spoke in the last episode, some Instagram users were like, why are you guys sharing TikTok stuff on Instagram? I don't know what this is going to do to that user base, but yeah, Instagram brought TikTok on
To me,
Instagram, which is Instagram
to me,
Reels.
it's really interesting to see this happening as TikTok is going through this whole thing, right around the same time frame. And they just announced this on Instagram too. So it's really interesting to see how they're bringing this right around this time.
Yeah, I guess that's how a capitalist world works. You see an opportunity, you just jump in. Like,
For sure.
that's how it
Yeah,
works.
for sure. I mean,
Yeah. All right. I guess that's all that I'm going to talk about. The news like in tech right now, a lot of things are happening. The things in China, the production of a lot of tech giants productions are in China, so we don't know what will happen along that road. But we'll get more news every single day, and we'll probably be sharing you every week with you, our listeners, and you guys can comment on YouTube or any other platform, so we can hear what you're thinking about these topics.
well, I'm really curious to know too. I'm a huge Spotify user, so let's see what happens in the upcoming days or weeks.
And also, we have our podcast on Spotify.
True.
So our Spotify listeners, we don't know what will go along that route. Yeah.
Okay, Enes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So, Adil, what are you going to be talking to us about today?
So today I thought I would bring in the concept of positive psychology onto the podcast. Sort of just briefly go around with discussing its 5 different sort of concepts. It's made of like 5 core elements. So today we'll be talking about positive psychology and what they call is the Perma Model, which is sort of the model that Martin Seligman actually is one of the founders of positive psychology, and he sort of called these the 5 core elements of psychological well-being and happiness. To start off with a very brief sort of explanation or about positive psychology is that it is the scientific study of the good life or the positive aspects of the human experience that make life worth living. That's very brief, but we're gonna get into it a little bit more.
So I guess we're bringing this positive psychology to TikTok users and all other users so they can stay calm and be positive when those things are going away. Is that
Exactly.
it?
Exactly. So positive psychology can be used in any certain circumstances, but right now when something you love is sort of in the process of going away, I guess it's really useful around this time too, for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna briefly sort of mention the 5 core elements, which are again called the Perma Model, just because of the first letters. So P in the Perma Model stands for positive emotion. And so when we mention positive emotion, I guess um, it's important to distinguish between realizing that positive emotion isn't just smile on the face. I think it is more of so an ability to remain optimistic and view somebody's past, present, and future from more of a constructive perspective. So it's the combination of all these emotions and all the human experience, not just the smile on the face, like I said. So positive emotion stands for feeling good. It's the positive emotions that we feel, optimism and pleasure and enjoyment that we have in this life. The second thing, the E stands for engagement, and engagement. We can think of it this way. So people find enjoyment in many different things, such as we just talked about many different platforms, such as TikTok, WeChat, Spotify, and other games like Riot Games, Counter Strike, Valorant. People find enjoyment in these things, and so whether it's playing an instrument, playing a video game, playing a sport, or working on an interesting project, when time truly, when you have that feeling of time truly flies by during an activity, it is likely because people are involved in this because they have some sense of engagement. So engagement sort of stands here for fulfilling work and interesting hobbies and how we have that sense of time flying by and time flow when we're doing something. So R stands for in the PERMA is it's relationship. It's the social connection and love, and both emotionally and physically, right? So relationships and social connections are crucial to all of our lives. I mean, we as human beings are social animals, and we are hardwired to bond and depend on others. So the basic need for healthy relationships is that connection, right? So
Yeah,
Mhm.
I guess this we realize this more and more in Corona as we separated more and more, especially the first 2 months when everyone was at their homes quarantining themselves, and we looked ways to build up, I guess, those relationships, and then we started using Zoom, more Skype, more internet connections, and then I guess that you also talked about it, like to stay positive. We were looking all these ways to relationships that we can do online so that we can actually stay alive, I suppose.
Certainly. And I think that's really important to mention. That's why it was really hard for us at first because we need be physically we're hardwired for these connections to happen. We're social beings. So when Corona came and we were in quarantine, it took us by shock, right? We weren't used to it because every day we were used to seeing friends, we were used to seeing loved ones, but we adjusted. Human beings adjust, and they learn quickly. What did we do? We turned to tech. We started using online applications so to keep those connections going. Certainly, that's a really great point.
Yeah, thank you.
So relationships basically stands for the social connection, the love, the intimacy, and the emotional and physical interaction we have with others around us, especially family, loved ones, friends, peers, siblings, and etc. So the M in the PERMA stands for meaning, and meaning can be thought of. We all have faced the question of why are we on this earth, and it's I think that's a key ingredient that can sort of drive us towards fulfillment and positivity in life. And for the most part, we have most likely faced or come across spirituality and religion to sort of come up with an answer to this question. But meaning is sort of, it can be seen in many different ways, but one of them is, with religion, spirituality, and the other one is, I guess, what I like to call to, taking a look or trying to look at the bigger picture and everything that we're doing. So understanding the impact of your work or your time here, and why you chose to sort of show up at the office that day for work may help you enjoy the tasks and you do and become more satisfied with what you do. So it's not just driving to work, working, and coming back home. Why do I do these things? Or why am I doing this job? And hopefully everyone is doing a job that they love or they enjoy. And this sort of meaning is really important for positive psychology and the overall concept.
So, sorry.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, go. I guess that's something to look for waking up that day. I guess like if we don't have a meaning, the sleep. I love sleeping, so I guess I won't even wake up that day. But yeah, it's really important to, as you said, to have something to wake you up that day, to make you go out and work for the people that you love or you care or you gave meaning to.
Mm-hmm.
I
I was
suppose.
gonna say, so you're
Yeah.
saying it's best to find a purpose for yourself, like something to devote your life and your time to, right? That's what
Yes.
makes you look forward to getting up every day and doing. So, like, I'm guessing that's what you're trying to say by meaning.
Mm-hmm. So I think I'm saying that meaning is sort of very much needed to drive us towards fulfillment or positivity or accomplishment or some or yeah
So, can I
accomplishment.
ask you, if you have something like this, if you have something you've devoted your life to?
I think my whole well, although I'm in the beginning steps, I think my whole career and my choice of career and study. I studied psychology and then did a master's in social work, and now will be working in the mental health field. And I believe I'm one of the lucky ones to say, I have found my core in this field, which is helping others. So I love the fact that I get to experience that waking up every day to be good or to help others. You know what I mean? To have that opportunity. I think my role is very important and it's very strong. And I feel it to I feel it in every sense of my body and my sort of soul. And I feel my role and I feel my career every day. So that one for one thing is really important to me.
That's really nice. Thank you.
So I guess for me, helping others will be the core here. But I want to ask you guys, do you guys have something that keeps you going forward and that you're looking forward to when you wake up?
This podcast, I would say. It's actually something really important as I feel like when I was first starting college, I thought I would graduate from computer science. People need people to work in the tech field and do things for them, and then I would get a really good salary for it. These days, the salaries are nice in tech positions. So, but when I moved on more and more and thought about it, it wasn't only about gaining money, but it was what can I do with the tech that I will be creating or that I would be thinking. So that's why right now I'm thinking of doing a PhD, going into the research field, especially right now in Corona. The students are maybe struggling, the teachers are struggling. They're trying to find new ways, new systems to make the online education system more productive, more helpful for people. And that's the field that I am interested in right now, in human-computer interaction in the education field. Yeah, that what makes me wake up every single day and think about if I can do something useful for these people or the kids or the people who are trying to learn and make a better way, educating them and have meaning in this world. I guess that's also I can say that's my drive to do all these things. Yeah.
No, that sounds really ambitious and passionate. And see how it's sort of like always, there's this theme of giving back. And, in
Yeah.
both of our stories, although they're different or different fields, it's just that idea of, that meaning for us is giving back or giving back to the society, giving back to the students and the youth. Yeah, it's always there.
Yeah. How about you, Jonah?
Actually, I have something in mind, but it might be a bit controversial. So,
Shoot
okay,
it.
so I study computer science, and for a long while now, I always thought this is what I really wanted to do. Okay, and after I started mentorship, so I mentor students as best as I can every single week. Um, when I compare the two, computer science, where it's going to lead me is it's going to lead me to a business. And essentially, when you put it really simply, what it does is I give my effort to make a business even richer and I get money for it. So when I look at this from an objective view, there's not much that I'm giving back to society. And I had this crisis a few years ago, and it's the mentorship that I'm giving to my students that relieves me every single day. Because when I look at my students and looking at the things I'm giving to them, experiences, studying, whatever I'm trying to give to them, there's at least a result that I can see in my students. At least that's what makes me get up in the morning and feel good about myself because I'm giving back to society. I'm giving back to my own people.
But I also find that very ambitious, and I think that's um, again in the very same area of giving back. And I think it's really important for you to share how 2 years ago it didn't seem like there was light at the end of the tunnel, but now it's sort of again you adjusted yourself and perhaps adjusted your expectations. And I'm just assuming, but right now you see that tunnel, right? Right now this gives you something to wake up for. This gives you a purpose, and I find that very ambitious. Once again, I think it's around the very same theme of giving back.
And also, it's not only about meaning, it's also about relationships, like you said. Um, in a business, how far can you have your relationship go? I mean, you're competing with everyone else around you. So I don't think you can ever um, make up such a genuine relationship that you have with your students in a business. I think that's impossible because, again, like I said, everyone's trying to climb the ladder and everyone's competing against each other. Whereas when I'm doing a mentorship, everything is genuine, everything comes from the heart.
No, for sure. I hear you.
That's about it. Like,
All right, guys. Well, thank you
Uh,
for sharing those. I
Thank you.
have one more point. So in the PERMA, the last A stands for accomplishments. Accomplishments can be sort of seen as again, like we talked about ambition a lot. Ambition, it can be goals, but realistic goals that we make for ourselves. It can be important achievements, and I think most importantly, it can be the sense of pride and fulfillment that we have, that we hope to reach, right? So having goals and actually having realistic goals and ambition in life can help us achieve things, and that can give us a sense of accomplishment. And that's the last thing. So PERMA in summary stands for positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishments. And these five are the core elements of positive psychology, as we briefly mentioned in the beginning.
So to wrap it up, to have a good psychology, we gotta be positive. We gotta be social. We gotta have friends.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta have a meaning that we will accomplish, I guess, and we'll set our goals according to our meaning, I suppose. The goals that a person gives themselves. Like me, I'm trying to go to PhD because I want to help people in education. Uh, so I hope these all are the things that we makes us stay positive and keep the
Yeah,
positive work and that we do in this world. I get that's really cool. So
exactly.
learn.
And one thing to add there is making sure that you spend time on things that you are engaged in, and such as your hobbies, and making sure that you spend time for yourself alongside all of these. So engagement is there as well.
okay,
All
guys,
right.
thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jonah,
Thank
for
you.
having us. Yeah, well, I feel that we're
Same.
improving, and I've seen that our listeners commented the same, so I'm happy to see that from them. Yeah, and let's keep interacting with our listeners, and it will be nice if they can comment more and more, and we can learn what we can do our best to help them and give them the right
Also,
information
if
and the right
anyone's
knowledge.
wondering anything about mentorship, I can go on about it, I think, for over a week nonstop. So if you guys are interested, maybe I can do a segment on mentorship. Yeah, just to let you guys know.
We invite you episode for this, Jonah.
We'll see.
Uh,
All right, guys. Take care.
all right.
Take care, everyone.